YouTube channel, Hey Adam G. Today I have a very special guest. She comes all the way from Washington, USA. She placed first, or she almost won. She almost earned the right to represent her state to the recently concluded Miss USA. But even after she did not win her title, she still continues to trailblaze and soar to greater heights, even after her pageant career is over. So, without further ado, here she is live all the way from Washington, USA. Please say hello to Kristina Kovalevich, Miss Washington, USA 2020 first runner up. Hi, Kristina.
Hello. Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to be on. Thank you for having me, Adam. I'm so honored, and I know we're going to have a great time today.
I know. First of all, thank you so much for reaching out to me. We've been talking for like a few months already about this. And yeah, I'm just very grateful that we were able to finally do this, right? So yeah, thanks for reaching out. It's so nice to finally meet you. So, how has it been since you competed in Miss Washington USA last
Oh,
year?
oh my goodness. So, my first time I've ever competed, it was my first pageant ever. It was in November of 2019. And then, due to COVID, obviously, the following year got pushed to this year in March. And I placed first runner up. And it's been great. I came so close to winning, but I'm so proud of myself. I love the experience. And I just can't wait to talk more about my journey, what it is that I've been doing before, during, and after pageants. So I'm just thriving.
Wait, how old are you now?
I am 28 years young.
So, are you about to turn 28 or you just turned 28?
I just turned 28 last month.
So you're still eligible to compete for Miss Washington
Unfortunately,
USA.
this is
When is
my
the next?
this is
Ah, all right.
my last and final year in this system.
Screw ageism. when I talk to girls like you, how do you feel that? Do you think the pageant organization should still try to increase its age limit just for you guys, just for them to be able to accommodate you until you finally reach your dreams?
There's no age cap to running after your dreams. There may be an age gap to pageantry, but in life you can continue to do whatever it is that you want and love to do. And for me, pageantry has elevated what I've already been doing, and it put me more out there. I get to meet incredible people like yourself, and I find that to be the best part of my journey is developing relationships online and obviously in person.
Yes, and you know what? As I've said, you have been, wow, doing a lot of great things even after your your turn in Miss Washington USA. You recently got nominated for the Global Beauty Awards, where you got nominated for the best content category. So can you tell us more about it? Can you tell us uh, the highlights of your trip to Idaho for that?
Oh, of course, of course. No, thank you so much for shouting me out. Yes, it was my first time I've ever attended the Global Beauty Awards. Everybody needs to come out next year. The amazing directors, Maureen and David Francisco, lead it. And this was the fourth year. It is like a show up and show out kind of event. I mean, everybody looks amazing. We call it the Oscars of pageantry, and people get recognized for different categories. And this year, I got recognized for best content. I feel really fortunate and very honored that amongst everybody, they placed me in there. It's all right that I didn't bring the award home. There was a lot of deserving people, and we had two gals that actually got best content this year. But it's an international show, people flying from all over. And I know that with COVID, it was probably a little bit harder for folks from different countries to be able to fly in this year. But it was very, very beautiful. I love it. It's such a great way to connect with the pageant family and to just have a good time, because pageantry is really all about relationships. It's a way to come together and celebrate each other, whether you bring the crown, the title, or the award home, or whether you don't.
Yeah, so did you expect to get nominated even after you've just launched your website and YouTube channel recently?
Adam, I'm gonna be so honest with you. I feel so green. I'm so new. I began to very intentionally be the woman leader that I am on social media platform um, January last year. So the moment I finished competing my first time around, I left that pageant, like that pageant weekend, completely transformed. I told myself, KK, you're gonna come back next year. You're gonna know who you are, what you bring to the table, and what you're all about. Like I set very specific goals, and I knew that one of the ways I love to be in front of the camera. And so
Yes.
I told myself, I'm gonna get on social media and I'm gonna go at it. And I did not think that they would nominate me. I think there's people that were a lot more deserving. So it was a complete shock for me. But I love it. I think it's great that we get to highlight people that are consistently putting in the work in different categories. So it was amazing because I'm very new and you see it. It's only been over a year since I've been on Instagram and I'm very new to YouTube. Check out I Love the Way You Talk with KK. Um,
Yes, yes.
but people love it and they love the content that I put out. They say I'm very genuine and real, and it means a lot to me because I don't want to be anything less than that. So
Yes. So, having heard what you said, so is the old proverbial saying, when God closes one door, he opens another window, true?
very, it's very true. Actually, when I competed like this March, and when I did my Instagram post, that's what I wrote in there. Like when one door closes, another door opens. And it's okay to grieve. For anybody watching, whoever comes very close to winning, it's okay to grieve. It's okay to reflect and be like, okay, I came so close, but you need to get past it. And I know that when I was doing a interview with Luciera at the Global Beauty Awards, she talked to me about it as well. And my number one advice is be proud of yourself, but keep going. Because pageantry is just a moment in your life. It highlights who you are. It highlights what you represent, but it never fully defines you. What defines a person is who they are and the value that they bring into the world. And so I always say I'm in the woman empowerment business. I am so lucky. I feel like I don't get to work a day in my life. I love what I do. And so I just think that even though I placed first runner up, it's opened up a door of opportunities. It boosted my confidence. It helped me discover who I am. I built relationships and friendships. Some of my closest friends right now are people that I met in pageants. And so people need to just keep going because when you're on that stage, people notice you. They notice who you are, they reach out. And if we don't cultivate those relationships and opportunities, we're like, okay, I walked out as a first runner up, but the opportunities that came afterwards are so immense and big. You just got to keep going and paving a path for yourself.
So, how did you get involved in the women empowerment business? How did it all come about for you?
I was born in Latvia. I came to America when I was 5. I learned 2 languages simultaneously. I didn't have it easy. I come from humble beginnings. I was an immigrant in a brand new land. And as a teenager, it wasn't easy. I had to overcome many obstacles. And I always told myself, I remember being 14 years young, and I was like, when I grow up, I want to be the woman that I always wished I had. And so, on that note, I began to pour into the generation after me. And so, at 18, I began to gather girls in my city. We did these epic, events every single month, and people would hear about them and they would come out. It was very empowering. It changed people's lives. We did like fashion shows, sleepovers. We had really epic events where we had guest speakers come out and they just poured into the lives of these young girls. And I've realized that I accidentally stepped into this industry. I never set out a goal. I just began to action and do what I love. And I love empowering people. I love speaking out of my life. And I love to connect with people right where they're at. You know, many times, especially in pageants, we think we need to have it all together. It needs to be perfect. But people want to see that you're real and you're relatable and that you're authentic. And so I would just take these girls. Some of them were like, I have no goals in life. I have no dreams. There's no purpose for me. And I would begin to tell them otherwise. Like, no, you're born for a greater purpose. Like, God has a plan for you. You're not an accident. You may be an accident for parents, but you're never an accident for God. And so when I began to speak these messages, I empowered myself and the girls. And that's how eventually Core Girls came to be. It all happened accidentally. We began to gather every single week, Monday nights, and we would speak together on the topics that were relevant. And next thing you know, I'm here.
So basically, the girls under your program are not necessarily girls who want to compete in pageants. It could be any type of girl. Who,
Exactly, exactly. I mean, it's girls that are teenagers. It is girls in their 20s. It is young moms that have two kids. You know, it's anybody that needs to fully discover their purpose and their destiny. And so I just help them get there. It's a tool and a resource to be valuable to this generation.
so how do you do this? Through online, or do you guys meet on a weekly basis or on a regular basis?
Yeah, so we would meet in person Monday nights, and then, as we know, COVID happened, right? And so there was a pause. You know, we just paused things. There was a lot of content on social media, but there was nothing that was happening in person. And then a few months later, with very, safe matters, we resumed. And at one moment, we were like, we need to take this from local to global. That's always been our dream and our vision. And, that's what we did. And we actually had our first retreat in February of this year where we came together in one location. We rented out, a venue, and we did a whole weekend retreat. And then right after that, I had to compete. So I asked the gals to continue to do, to go on without me. But we do dream of going online. We're just not there yet. But for now, I encourage folks to, follow the social media platform and just stay tuned.
So has someone already approached you that to train them for their pageant dreams? Like someone's approaching you, oh, can you train me for Miss USA, for Miss America, for Miss Teen USA?
Yes, yes. I've had a couple gals. I'm not going to reveal any names for confidentiality purposes, but they are in my program, and it's such an honor, Adam. It is so much fun to now be on the other side and help people make their dream a reality because I once was there myself. But I also have folks that hire me as their coach, and they say, I don't want to be in pageants. I just want you to help me to get from point A to point, B, and then C, D, F, G, and we go all the way through Z. And so I just take their dream and I help them one step at a time and make it a reality.
Oh, that's nice to hear. So you know what? You remind me so much of Maria Tatia right now, Miss Universe Australia, who represented, yeah, who made it to top 10 in Miss Universe last month. You know, remind me so much of her, probably because of your determination, passion in whatever you are doing. That, because I remember she said in an interview that, joining a pageant system is like every woman's journey, but
Yep.
only one woman's destiny.
I
So,
love
do you agree with her? I mean, if you agree with her, I mean, if that's the case, if that's really only gonna be one woman's destiny, then why still join even if the chances of winning a pageant is very slim or low?
Adam, I never joined pageantry to win because I've already won in life. I joined pageantry to discover different parts about myself. And of course, I would love to have the title. Who wouldn't, right? I mean, it is silly to compete and not want the title, but my identity and destiny is not tied in with the title. Whether I would have it or not, I am determined to continue to do what I've already begun. And that is empowering women with my character, with my integrity, and with my lifestyle. And I believe that every single woman, whatever her title is in the journey to, the destination, she should be empowering other women to go further in life than anything they've ever dreamed of. Like pageantry is like that little girl that looks up at you and she's like, oh, I want to be like you. I want to feel the way she feels. That's the way we as women want to feel even as adults. We want to be able to look at our peers and be like, if she can do it, I can do it. And so that's been my drive and motive. And when I came so close to winning, but I wasn't able to bring the title crown home, I realized I had the right mindset all along. Because if I was there for the crown, I would be crushed and devastated. But I left that stage full of so much peace. I felt so empowered. I have never felt more confident in my life. And I knew that on that stage, I shined. I felt celebrated. And that's what pageantry is all about. It's about shining in that moment and giving it your all. And whether only one girl gets to bring the title home, right? That's just the truth.
Yes.
But we have to keep paving the path for other people.
Don't you think you're coming in such a perfect time now in pageantry? Like for instance, because let's face it, more pageants there in the US right now are becoming more and more inclusive and
Mm-hmm.
diverse. And
Exactly.
especially now that I think all these pageant systems are requiring you girls to take up an advocacy. So do you think we've come a long way from how pageants were being done before as to how it's happening right now?
Yes, Adam. I think before, because when we immigrated to America, I remember we would sit in front of the little screen and we would watch Miss Universe. And today, the outer beauty is only as beautiful as who you are on the inside. And, who you are on the inside, it comes out in your messaging, in your speaking abilities, and in your role as a leader. And today, what I love about pageantry is it empowers women to speak up, to have a voice. And I love what Zoe Zuni said, for women to take up space, because we need to make sure that we include everybody, and regardless of their background, socioeconomic, race, that everybody with their diversity can shine. And so maybe before there was a stereotype of a certain woman as a winner, right, with her physical attributes, but today
Yes.
you shine based on what you speak up on, based on how you present everything in a full package. So the interior is just as important as the exterior.
Yes, and recently, because of Maria Tatil, like what I've like the girl I mentioned for my example, because of her here in the Philippines, the age requirement, I'm sorry, the minimum height requirement for joining our national pageant here, Miss Universe Philippines, has already been abolished because of
Wow.
how Maria did it in Miss Universe. So, do you think as we go further in this kind of setup that is happening in the pageant industry, it's really shaping out to be a better future for the pageantry world?
Yeah. There's so many different systems. There's not just Miss USA and Miss Universe. There's pageants for Miss and a Mrs. And what I love about Maria is that she is a trendsetter. She is a change agent. She can walk in and she's so power in her authority that she owns the room. And that's very inspiring for other women, is that we should not be timid based on our height, based on our skin color, based on our hair, based on our physical attributes. We are very evolved as humans. And what truly stands out today to me when I meet a person is their intellect and their character. And that's something that no makeup can cover up. No high, no clothes can make more prettier. Like, let's be real, right? Like, sometimes
Yes.
I look at people and I'm like, wow, she's so beautiful. And when I start to talk to her, she has very little substance. She thinks that her identity is in her exterior. And that's something that pageants is starting to break that stereotype, that it's not just about how you look on the outside. It's not about your height. It's about what you bring to the table.
As I listen to you, there's no doubt that we're really evolving in the pageant industry with all these ideal beauty standards being shattered. But how come it's still not resonating there in the US, considering that, your country is a very advanced country, a first world country, right? So back in the day in the 90s, pageants were enjoying its popularity, but now, despite despite advocating for inclusivity, diversity, and all these things, it still does not resonate. Why do you think is that?
That it's unfortunate that that's how it may be perceived in different parts of the country. But watching Miss USA in the last few years, I can testify that we have some powerful women. Chesley Christ, Miss USA 2019, has had the longest reign yet. And as a Miss USA, due to the pandemic, but she has, broken a lot of stereotypes of pageantry. She came in as a beautiful woman who is an attorney, and she spoke up about inclusivity, about diversity, about equity, about all of it. And she's an attorney. She spoke about criminal justice and reform. And I find that to be beautiful because that's very unique and different. So I can definitely testify, living in the USA, that a lot of things are changing. And the role and the responsibility is for those who carry the title. Every single girl with a state title, and then eventually who takes on the national title, has a role, to break stereotypes and set the right example for those who are looking up to her and for those that are following her after her. And so I think we have come a long way, and I think we're only going to continue to do even a better job with the years to come.
Do you think, hearing what you said, do you think being politically correct part of the evolution or the progress that are being made there in the US? Because I noticed in the pageant scene there in the US, there seems to be a conscious effort to be politically correct with the statements that you guys have to make nowadays, like Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, Stop Asian Hate, a few examples of that. So my question is, do you think does political correctness a good or bad thing for a pageant system?
It depends on how you define politically correctness. I think every single movement that has, become a movement, just looking back alone on the last year, it has been very necessary and needed, and the timing has been right. And I think every single movement has brought awareness to our nation, then globally to the entire world, that everybody needs to feel heard and included. And so, you're saying that it sounds like it's being politically correct, but really what every single title holder is doing is speaking up about the things that should have been spoken up about before long ago. And it's bringing awareness, to what is happening in our nation and across the globe. And I think it's very important that a leader is a good leader who's able to not be afraid to speak up about what is correct and what matters.
Very well said. Yes, because
But
let's
I mean
face
it.
it.
I really mean it.
Yeah, because the reason I asked that question is that we both have been watching Miss USA, and for the past 5 years, four of the winners are African of Americans or women of color. So, is there a conscious effort for Miss USA or for Miss America to be really crowning women of color nowadays just because it's the in thing right now in light of what's happening in the political or social climate scene there in the US?
I have never been part of the judges panel, so I I have never chosen, the gal.
Mhm.
But for me, it doesn't matter. If we will have African Americans chosen for even the next 5 years and as a Miss USA, it doesn't bother me because it doesn't matter what your color or race is. Everybody is equal. Everybody is equally created by God, and we should not at all care about the color. What matters to me is, yeah, that's just my standing. It doesn't bother me, and I think it doesn't matter what color you are, as long as you are the role model that you are.
So you keep mentioning and highlighting the leadership skills, the speaking abilities of these girls. So for you, it's okay that the pageant system has been doing a lot of Q&A portions, has been integrating a lot of Q&A portions in their telecast right now. I mean, do you think there would come a date wherein the pageant will no longer be based on judging a girl's speaking type of competition?
Yeah, well, a title holder, first and foremost, is a speaking ambassador. You are invited to events to speak on what is relevant and what needs to be talked about today. And I believe that we need to be well rounded. Everything matters. Like, we need to take care of our health and we need to advocate, right? And look and feel our best. But I am in no way able to judge someone based on the way they physically look. Like, if I was placed in the judges panel, I would be first and foremost looking on what they stand for and can they carry out the responsibility which comes with the title.
I see. Yeah, true. For sure, for sure, the responsibilities have to be there. The girl has to be well packaged in order
There
for
you
her
go.
to do well in the competition. So speaking of that, we're down to my last few questions. So, as a motivational coach, the first thing that you really tell them that they need to ace in order to do well in a competition like Miss USA, Miss America, and other pageants in the States?
First and foremost, I always tell my girls and any girl out there, whether she's competing or not, you have to be yourself. You need to be authentic and you need to be comfortable in your own skin. And as a coach, as a woman leader, I can sense it when a person walks into the room before they even speak. Because confidence, it carries a sense of energy. There's an energy that you bring to the room and people can feel it, that you are who you say you are. And so it comes down to that, right? Like, it's important to be well eloquently spoken and to hold, a certain opinion about things. And like you said, to just be well rounded all around. But it's also important to understand that as women, we need to allow people to feel included and comfortable in our presence. I don't want women to feel intimidated by me. I want them to be able to relate to me and to understand that, you know what? I'm empowered by her. I want to have the kind of confidence that she has. So I think that's what's very, very important in pageantry and really in life this is why I'm a confidence coach, is to show up confidently. And it starts with the mindset. It starts with the way you view yourself, with the way you treat yourself, with the way you think about yourself. It translates in the way we walk, in the way we talk, in the way we stand, in everything. People can really sense it and hear it.
Yes. So as my last question, how can we get in touch with you? How can they, hire you as their motivational coach or pageant coach in general for their pageant
Yeah.
teams?
No, absolutely. I am on social media. I'm on Instagram, Kristina.Kovalevich. You're probably going to maybe link it below. And I have my own website, KristinaKovalevich.com. You can book sessions all on there, reach out. There's a lot. My email is on there. I'm also on YouTube. I love the way you talk with KK, so you can check out some of my content. I have actually a couple more videos that are coming up very soon with a couple title holders. And I just intend to interview more and just bring awareness to different topics. So that's the best way to reach me: Instagram, my website, email, and check out my content on YouTube and
Okay, as
LinkedIn.
my lot of girls could really identify with you, given your pageant experiences. So, what would you advise them? When do they know that is the right time to fight to build another dream? If they are not successful, assuming they're not successful with their pageant dreams.
Oh, I tell you, the time is now. Why delay, right? Why delay? The time is now. I always say, if your dream doesn't scare you, you're not dreaming big enough. Our dreams need to scare us because they need to be beyond us. And bravery is on the side of risk. And it takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of bravery to be able to take your dream and run with it and make it a reality. Persevere through all the obstacles and know that, you know, women, men, children, elderly people, everybody is looking up to us. And the biggest thing that I want to encourage everybody is to leave a legacy. Every person is born with a purpose, they have a destiny, and you are destined to leave a legacy. But you need to take risks and you need to keep tapping into that inner potential within you. And the best way to do it is to explore different options. Go do pageantry. And if not pageantry, go be on social media. Do what you love and just keep going at it. Because sometimes you won't know what you're good at until you pursue it.
Ah, true that. Like what you said. Yeah. No words. So on that note, thank you so much, Miss Kristina, for gracing my interview. No doubt, even in just those 30 minutes, I got inspired. And for sure, all our viewers also got inspired with what they just heard from you. So I wish you well. Oh my God, I think you're gonna be the next Susie and Shandy's pageantology camp there in the US. Your network will probably go big as I
Hmm.
speak. Yes, just with the right connections and networking. Yes, yes, I see that in you
Yeah.
because for sure they would love to be mentored by someone who has been there already, who already knows the ins and outs of the pageant business. So yes, for sure they would love to to be imparted by your wisdom
Oh,
and
thank you.
know-how and skill set.
Thank
Yes,
you,
not just
Adam.
in pageantry but in life as well.
Thank you, Adam. I'm so honored. Thank you for finding value in me and having me on. I mean it. I really, really mean it. I love to share what's, in my mind, and I just want to make this world a better place. And it starts with one person at a time.
Ah, did you guys hear that? One person at a time. So, this ends my interview, Miss Kristina. Thank you so much for just the opportunity of getting to know you. I had so much fun really getting to know you through this 30-minute interview. So, God bless you, ma'am. Virtual hugs and kisses all the way here from Manila. Mwah.
You. Thank you. I wish you the best, and thank you for having me on. And reach out to anybody that's watching. I'm here for you.
Yeah, I'll put in your deets on my description box once I
Thank
upload it on my
you.
YouTube channel. All
Thank
right. Thank you so
thank you.
much. Have a great night
Bye.
there.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Have a good one. Bye bye.
Bye.